to Cinemavino.
Hey.
Ahoy.
Hello.
Yo.
We got
Great intro song.
We got Taylor Owens.
Hey. We got Taylor Owens.
John Jordan.
We got Taylor Owens.
Yo.
And Travis Buds.
Hey.
Enough up.
My name's Todd Wofford.
And Taylor Owens is back.
He is.
Special guest.
In full effect.
T.O.B.
And also
Gorgeous
featuring,
hair.
T-O-B.
It is looking good.
Oh, it,
Oh,
yeah.
is it? Okay.
You got that fresh shower look going on.
It is.
Yeah, kind of like the Superman curl
I didn't wash it.
You know, I just realized I'm complimenting his hair and none of us have
hair.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as you think. All right?
Not all
Guys,
cracked
it's
up to
really
be.
hard.
It's
You got all these
hard.
hair products you got to run through
It's
it.
not, yeah, it's expensive.
It's just difficult being
He's got haircuts
It's a
all the
full-time
time.
job.
That's all the time.
We got fucking blonde, blue-eyed Hugh Jackman here.
Wow. I'm glad I'm back.
She sings a few bars of
Maintaining
Oklahoma,
this
you bitch.
six-pack is really hard, okay?
You gorgeous tall bastard. Do the fucking podcast. I'm going to go home.
Everybody say goodbye to Travis.
No.
Bye, Travis.
So today we're going to do, this is actually going to be our final presidential episode. So we're doing a little bit out of order. So for us, it's not the last episode, but for you guys, it will be. So there you go. A
Oh,
little continuity thing. And yeah, we're going to start off our Halloween series and we're going to do a series, a month of bourbon. So because we have a new sponsor. It is Flaviar. Flaviar is one of those things I can't believe nobody thought of it before, but it's basically like a whiskey of the month club.
Ooh.
Basically, you put in your info, and they will send you. You'll get a membership. You get a new bottle of whiskey every month for a flat fee, and it's something new.
full bottle, full 750?
Full $7.50.
Yeah,
You get a
damn.
new bottle to try.
Wow.
And you can also get little, airline-sized tasting bottles. You get like a little kit of stuff to try,
Nice.
kind of help build your taste. So they'll get you stuff that matches your taste buds. So
Do we get a whole bunch of like free samples? Excuse me. Do I get a whole bunch of free samples?
I'm sure we can work that.
That's the only taste bud I
you
care
a-
about.
The bud.
Are you a whiskey man, though?
But I aim to be.
For that cost, yeah.
Flaviar
What a
definitely-
savings. I grabbed
by
our
Graf's
hammer.
Flaviar definitely puts an emphasis on whiskey, but they do have tequila, gin, vodka, rum. They've got their spirits across.
That
the
mezcal?
I'm down for.
I'm sure they have mezcal. They have a huge portfolio. I mean, you
Mezcal.
name it. They've got.
They have a wide selection.
Yeah. So what you want to do is go to flaviar.com/Cinemavino and your promo code Cinemavino10. So every purchase of $100 more, you get $10 off.
You
So
spell out Flaviar for me?
FLAVIAR.
VIAR.
Slash Cinemavino 10.
Yeah. So and then gets you $10 off. It's a pretty good coupon.
How much do I get for that kickback?
We'll work
I
that
get
out.
5 cents on the click.
I'm going to give you one of these skeletons.
Firm handshake.
All right.
You get a free skeleton.
No. These skeletons are expensive. No, sir.
Somebody wants to pay me up for the 12-foot skeleton. I'm down.
You get Raul at the end of the table over there.
Nice.
So anyway,
I'd rather have your one-eyed Willie.
so we're going to
He's
talk
not
about
free.
The skeleton. It's Goonies. Don't be dirty.
Chester Copperpot. We're going to talk about American President.
Written by Aaron Sorkin.
Oh, he wrote this?
That's a great little tidbit. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Till you haven't been here for a while. I always steal a tidbit at the beginning of his.
It's just a new bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you mean you come up with these bits,
Oh, that's
On
Every
your
single.
own.
Yeah.
well thought out little tidbits.
Yeah. So we're going to continue for this series, drinking American wines. I went with a little bit different. We haven't done a Washington wine in a while. So this is the CS Cabernet with Charles Smith Cabernet. Nice little $20 cab, something pretty affordable. But, the Washington cabs tend to be, I think, not as big and burly and overwhelming in body.
It's a nice light little cab.
Yeah, they're I think approachable is a snooty word you would use for this. It's approachable.
Yes.
I think some other fancy people say porch pounder. I read that on a shelf talker one time.
Yeah.
I'd back into that parking spot.
It's a little chalky.
Yeah.
A little chaps your lips a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah.
This is the time of year for chap lips. So
Yes.
there you go.
Chappies.
I'm going to have some purple corners in my mouth after this.
One way or the other.
Yep.
Yeah, so this would be a good party wine, I think, if you're looking for a nice, accessible, fruity, fruit-forward, light-bodied Cabernet.
Not over the top.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, we've done some big burly cabs for this podcast, and this is definitely on the lighter side.
Big burly cabs.
It's festive. So,
Someone should make a big burly cab.
yeah, I agree.
It's smooth, but it's got a little bite in the end.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. So American President. This was released November 17th, 1995, so 29 years ago. Before we start, have you guys, any of you guys seen this movie? Was this the first time?
I had seen this.
Okay.
Yeah.
First time in the whole way through.
Yeah.
It's been a TV thing.
Okay.
I don't know why I watched this. I watched this really recently. To the point that I texted the group and I was like, did we pod on this? Why did I watch this movie recently? Surely we potted on this.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of any other reason I would have watched it. But as soon as I started, I was like, deja vu. I've seen this movie very recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Travi, had you seen it?
Yeah, I'd seen this before. I also often got it mixed up with Dave. For this. I don't know why, but just, yeah.
As you said, horny president movies.
It was, horny president.
That was a string of those. I mean, you had Primary Colors, and if you saw that with John Travolta, Wag the Dog with De Niro.
Wag the Dog, yeah.
There was a bunch of horny president movies around this time period. So
Can't imagine why.
Yeah. Just a mirror of the time.
Not like we had a horny president or anything.
I don't know what you're talking about. That was my Bill Clinton, by the way.
That was rough.
Needs a word.
Sounded like Elvis.
Oh, thank you very much. So this was directed by Rob Reiner.
Is that Clinton?
Well, you know, somewhere in between. Elvis, Clinton.
We can try it again.
Yeah. That's just a dry run. So written by Aaron Sorkin.
Written by Aaron Sorkin.
There we go. Sorkin would use the notes and leftover scenes from this script to create The West Wing. So, which has a lot of performers from this movie.
Was he still on coke during this one?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was coked to the rack.
Are you implying he stopped?
No, he's the king of the walk and talk.
Yeah, he's the king of the over-caffeinated dialogue.
The Gilmore Girls of political movies.
So this grossed $108 million against a $62 million budget. Got good reviews. Some critics, including Roger, listed amongst their 10 best movies of the year. And this is the second film that we've done to feature a fictional president after Air Force One. And like that script, this one also kind of puts together like an idealized president. This is like, you slide all the character traits 10. It's like, he's charismatic, he's intelligent, he's principled, he's likable, handsome. Yeah. It's like everything you would build in a president if you could make a kit. So, yeah, there you go. Harrison Ford was definitely more of the action star president. This is more of the, I don't know, talky,
intellectual
dialogue, cerebral president. So
I think Harrison Ford kind of fell perfectly in the middle between this guy and Bill Pullman.
He did. He's like a combination of both.
Yeah.
Oh man, that could have been one of our presidential movies.
And
Independence Day.
We just did Independence Day.
And that crossed my mind. Like,
we could rewatch it. There's no rules.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's our pod.
So basic story follows Andrew Shepard, who was a popular incumbent president, ramping up his re-election bid. So basically, he is a widower who takes a liking to a powerful lobbyist named Sidney Ellen Wade, played by Annette Bening. And this creates a lot of stress amongst his staff, and it also creates eagerness amongst Republicans who are looking to find a weakness in Shepard. So basically, the logline of the film is, can the most powerful man in the world find romance under what was then the glare of modern media spotlight, which it would be totally different now. It's a different world. And we can talk about that later, but this occurs in a completely different universe than what we live in right now, especially in regards to politics. So, film co-stars Martin Sheen as the chief of staff, Michael J. Fox as senior counselor and conscious, David Paymer is the lead pollster, and Anna Devere Smith is the no-nonsense press secretary. So that's what I got for notes. Tay, I want to start with you. It's been a long time.
It has been, but I'm glad to be back.
It's been a while.
Yeah. It's a great song, Stained.
Shout out Stained.
I hope we get sued by Stain.
I think that qualifies as fair use.
Yeah. I'm going to check that off a bucket list if we get a lawsuit from Stain.
Cease and desist from Stained.
And then Creed is next.
I thought it was Nickelback.
Hey, they're good guys. So I watching this again, I know I've seen it before, but don't remember much about it. I will say, watching it again, I kind of like this movie a lot. Not knowing that this was kind of a precursor to The West Wing, it makes a lot of sense now. But the acting, the writing, I was actually really, really liked the storyline, and here's why. In 1995, this came out, right? This was a theatrical release. Everyone went to go see it. I felt like I was watching what would now be a Hallmark movie on TV.
Yeah.
And it was like, but in the greatest way, where it's just like, this guy is having the hardest time in the world. He gets a girl. It's a struggle to find, a cohesive relationship. Like, what's going on? Oh, I got too much shit going on. Oh, guess what? I got a fucking kid too. It's like, God dang. And they somehow find love at the end.
Yeah.
But of course, the kid plays trombone.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a musical number. And I was like, what's happening here?
Oh, it's scales, Dad.
Yeah, it's like,
you
dumbass. And it was like, did your mom teach you that? Yeah, Dad. It was like, Mom's dead, but she taught me some things. What the hell?
Why would her mom teach her to tie a bow tie?
That is true. I thought about that. I thought that the same thing. But it was funny. It was just like,
of all the skills.
Yeah.
On her deathbed, she was like, let me tell you how to tie a bow tie.
More thing.
Well, some guys in the mob have to learn how to cook pasta for maybe 20 guys, but other people, maybe they need to tie a bow tie one day. So you don't know the different skills.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
that's what it felt like to me. I was like, I am watching a Netflix, like this could be rebooted, or clearly has been rebooted just because of the whole storyline. I feel like Lindsay Lohan could be in this, anyway.
Sure.
But the writing, I think, was in this, I call them speeches, but like just the whole thing they were going off on. It was Michael J. Fox, and then, Douglas having that intense moment in the pool hall with Sheen talking about, like, why didn't you run? He was like, oh, because you be the Wisconsin's most popular professor.
The most popular history professor at University of Wisconsin.
It was like, that was, and then the finishing speech at the very end, I was like, man, like, this has got some damn good writing in it. And it was like, I think that's what I was like, what I liked the most about it. I'm like, yeah, now I can see all that precursor of like Newsroom, Sports Night, West Wing. It's like, he never did Spin City, right?
No.
And I was like, well, I was like, Michael J. Fox. So I was like, did he do that?
Yeah.
I was like, but I freaking love this movie, and but it just, the whole time I could not help but think, if this came out today, even if you didn't even replace anything, I was
gonna say same cast,
like same cast, same everything is like, and I still think it would not even go to theaters. And I guess that's like the different conversation type. It is like, it's crazy to me that this went to theaters and did somewhat well. And nowadays, I don't think people would even go see it in theaters. It would be strictly streaming, probably get lost in the mix and everything. It's like, but I think that's what blew my mind the most. Like, this is a great film, but if it came out now, I probably wouldn't go see it in theaters. I'd be like, oh, hell no. But love the writing. I actually love the acting. I loved Michael J. Fox. Kind of star-studded. And I don't know if it was. At the time, is that considered star-studded? Yeah. Was that okay?
Oh, it was Rob Reiner who directed it.
Yeah.
Who, like, that was a big name. By the mid-90s, he had already done like a dozen massive blockbusters.
The only thing, because I did dive in a little bit. So was Michael Douglas not the first choice? I thought I had seen that Robert Redford was supposed to, is there a big beef between Rob Reiner and...
They just didn't get along very well.
They didn't get along, and it was like, I didn't know if like...
Redford and Reiner?
Yeah, it was something I thought I said that like, because Redford was supposed to be the first choice, and something about he wanted it to be more of a love story than a political thing, and they were beefing, and they're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. Yeah. So like, because it wasn't written with Michael Douglas in mind, right?
The vibe that I got was basically Redford wanted to kind of de-Sorkin the movie. And that Rob Reiner felt that the political aspects of it gave it a little more oomph, like the speeches, like you said.
I think it did,
Gives it stakes.
Yeah, that way it's not just generic speeches about nothing. It actually, the real issues like gun control and the environment. So,
well, and then one more thing.
Well, of course, Redford didn't want that in.
Yeah. Richard Dreyfuss. Does he not look like Dick Cheney in that?
He does.
I was like, what the
Are you talking Bob Rumson?
Yes, which also is a phenomenal Republican name. I don't know why.
It's a mix of Rumfeld.
Yeah.
And
it was
Bob Dole.
It was a great, but I'm like, I was like, no way. That's Dick Cheney.
He played Dick Cheney in Oliver Stone's movie about W.
Oh, he did.
He had the sneer just right.
Oh, I'm telling you,
I'm Bob Rumson.
Yeah. It was, I couldn't believe it. And, the little parts that he was in, I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this movie is, I loved it a lot.
What would you give it?
Gosh, I don't even know how to grade this movie because again, I feel like it would be on Apple TV Plus.
Not even.
But yeah, not even. It was like, or it'd be on Pluto TV. But
Fubo.
It was like Fubo or something, and I still loved it. But
Freevee.
yeah, but for me watching it now, I legit the rewatchability. I think is going to hurt it because I don't know if I would rewatch it again. But I would say 7.5, even 8.
Wow.
I liked it that much.
Yeah.
It was like, maybe because I was just in the mood for that. But I thought it was very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 90-minute popcorn little rom-com, super low stakes. The stakes are obviously high, like in the grand scheme of things, but like the movie, there was never any stake to it.
Yeah.
You don't even see any payoff to anything. You just see sort of like he walks into the State of the Union and Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States, and then there's clapping. There's no resolution. There's no actual the story doesn't actually conclude, and that's a classic Rob Reiner, right? Like all that matters is he got the girl.
Yeah, in that sense, it feels like the West Wing like TV show where it's like you can see the credits coming up. It's okay, and next week we have blah, blah.
Well, I mean, it is a Rob Reiner like just Saturday afternoon classic, like fall. What's on TV? Oh, look, it's the president. The American president's on. It's like 90 to 100 minutes of we're just going to see this cute little love story. It's got all this great cast, great writing, no stakes to it, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had seen it before. I enjoy it. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to see it a third time in the near future. I don't think within the next year. There's some cultural significance to it. Like in the 90s, there are those issues that were coming up with like gun control and environmental.
And they're still here.
Stuff.
I know.
Those things.
Climate change. It was just like,
Yeah, at least like
We've gone nowhere.
It's like,
We've accomplished nothing.
And I've got that in my notes. That affected my rating of it.
yeah. But I mean, I think it's a good point that like this movie is very different just from what it would be today if they were trying to do this. I think one of the most interesting things of this entire series is kind of comparing all the different presidencies and seeing what the difference is to what the presidency is today versus what it was 30 years ago versus what it was 60 years ago versus what it was, 150 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nuts to see the progression of the presidency to what it's become today.
Evolved. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a cheap 90s rom-com. The presidency as a rom-com vehicle is kind of a weird choice.
Which made it a catchy logline, I'm sure, for Sorkin to pitch it of like, got the president falling in love.
Yeah.
What if the president had a crush?
Yeah. And I'm sure that was a logline.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a fine movie.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So what would you give it?
6.5.
Okay,
6.5.
Here's a question. Now that you've rewatched it, and we're talking about rewatchability.
Yeah.
What was your rating first time versus second time? How did it change?
I don't think it's super rewatchable just because I kind of like knew all the beats.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner is very much like a beat guy. You have 3 very distinct acts.
What was your time in between rewatches? You watched it like
I don't
three
know.
weeks
I don't
ago
remember.
and then just recently?
No, I definitely watched it. I want to say within the last 2 years,
Oh, okay.
but I don't remember when I watched it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why I watched it. And I feel like that's what's really bugging me is like, did I watch this?
And that tells you a lot right there.
Did I watch this on like an airplane? Like, did I watch this? Like, when the fuck did I watch this?
This would be an airplane kind of movie or in a hotel. Like,
Yeah, just like on TV, flipping through channels, just like, I guess I'm going to watch this. Oh, this is a good cast.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob Reiner directed this? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember when I watched it. Like, it does not stand out to me. It's just one of those movies that, like, as soon as I started watching it again, I was like, I've seen this.
Yeah.
Oh, I've definitely seen this. Oh, I've absolutely definitely seen this. I just don't remember when. And it's bugging the shit out of me.
Yeah. So you're 6.
6.5.
6.5. Okay.
6.5. Fair 6.5.
Yeah.
It's a fine popcorn movie.
There you go. And I think that it works really well as that.
And Rob Reiner, like I said, master of like a short rom-com.
We've done When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
He's definitely.
Which is like early in his career, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely like the prototypical Rob Reiner.
Travi?
Yeah, I loved it. It's, one of those where you're like, man, I wish this president were real. And he was,
I'd vote for him.
I would vote for him. I thought it was cool. One of the coldest lines in it was, they're like, oh, you can't kill the president of the United States. He's like, Frank Langella's like, he's not the president. He's just a person. I can kill a person. I can kill 100 people. Actually, that might have been the movie Dave.
That's 100% Dave.
Yeah.
That is not from this movie.
Did you watch the
That was with
extended
Kevin
version?
Kline and Sigourney Weaver.
I was like,
Mine was directed by Ivan Reitman, but so you should go watch Dave. It's a great movie.
I mean, the best part of this movie is when Sigourney Weaver goes, "Get away from her, you bitch."
I'd vote for that Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah. So no, not Dave. I'm with Tay, about 7.5 or 8 for American President. This is a very, like, going back and watching this was a very proto West Wing. It was like a good episode of West Wing, but like, I enjoy West Wing more because it's been able to, stretch out and do a whole season of show. So this felt to me, going back, like watching an episode of West Wing.
Yeah.
With like a little bit, Hallmark Channel is a perfect way to put it, with like a little bit of romantic comedy in the middle. I always love the walk and talk and all like the fast talking. Obviously, I love Gilmore Girls as well. So
Who doesn't?
It's right up my alley. But yeah, I loved all of it even looks like they just like picked up and moved the sets and just continued to use them from West Wing. I mean, I know it's the fucking White House and it doesn't change. So if you had like, different sets, it's not going to look different. But it's just like, I've seen all these tracking shots before down all these hallways and all of the room outside of the Oval Office. And it just like, it felt like home.
And they are the same because actually Warner Brothers, who produced this, supposedly has the best West Wing set in Hollywood. And they used it for Nixon. They used it for this. I believe they used it for West Wing. They used it for a bunch of different movies and TV shows.
I'll be honest. I think Veep has kind of ruined me for like the walking, talking, like presidential, like West Wing.
It's the anti-West Wing.
Yeah. But I think they use the same set, don't they?
I'm sure they probably do.
If it's Warner Brothers, wouldn't HBO have used the same set?
I'm sure they do. Supposedly, it's so accurate in its dimensions to the real actual Oval Office stuff. They don't allow the tours to go through there because we toured Warner Brothers and it was like we saw the set in pieces. It was disassembled.
Disassembled?
Yeah, they said.
Oh.
So we saw like the desk and the chairs and stuff, but it's like they don't allow the people to go through there because it's so accurate to the real dimensions of the White House.
Security threat.
Yeah.
But I could see all of the roles in the movie. Like Michael J. Fox is obviously like Josh Lyman, right? Mm-hmm. And Martin Sheen is Leo McGarry, and I can't remember
the pollster guy's Leo, the David Paymer, the guy with all the numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
He's Leo, or not Leo? Toby.
Leo?
He's Toby.
Toby. Yes,
yeah, he's Toby.
I did not watch West Wing.
Who was the
good stuff?
I think it was before my time.
You said her name. They called her
Anna Devere Smith. Yeah, she's also in West Wing.
Allison Jan. Yeah, she's one of the military
national security advisor in West Wing.
Anyway, it just felt like I was watching an episode of West Wing that had been recast. That's how it felt.
Yeah,
I was like, what's the president doing over here playing pool? Like that's people don't get to talk to him. Also, the speeches in this, they have some very well-timed thunder.
And that's true. Yeah.
You think somebody has said something that's like, oh man, that's a big deal. And then somebody comes back and then they drop the hammer down and be like, yes. But what about this?
Well-timed thunder. It's like, when they're talking about, when people are thirsty for leadership, they'll go to the desert and drink the sand. It's like, they drink the sand because they don't know the difference.
And then Michael J. Fox is crying like a little bitch. It's like,
and it turns into a werewolf. Goes back to 1988. Tries to bang his mom.
That'd be one whole extra point on this review.
Excuse me, 1955.
That's one more star if that happens.
Wait, as a werewolf?
As a werewolf.
Oh, okay.
A whole family of werewolves.
How do you think he time travels?
No.
He wolfs out. Time to wolf out.
And
this wolf man does have no.
It's a wolf out of time.
So 7.5 or 8 for me on American President. You know what? 7.5 for Dave as well. Not that you asked.
Yeah, Frank Langella, one of his best performances.
10 out of 10 for Veep.
I watched episode 1 of Veep.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I left it there.
Yeah, there you go.
It was good.
Strong pilot.
Yeah, strong pilot. Yeah, the
it's a good
pilot was good. Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I enjoyed this movie a lot more before and previous watchings. I saw it like when it came out on video. I had it on VHS. That's how long ago.
It's like 96.
It seemed inappropriate him cornering old Annette Benning in the dish room.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't remember him asking for consent.
Yeah.
Giving her just like touching her, and they're just like, oh, all right, well. And he's in a position of power.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Cancel the president.
Yeah.
You just cancel the president of the United States of America.
In modern times, if only we could do that.
I'm not playing Game Center.
Not like there would ever be a president in 1995 who would ever take advantage of someone with a position of power.
No. Especially not in the White House.
No.
I'm frothy ejaculate.
So basically, for me, I'd give this a 7. It's hard, like you say. There's almost for me, it was almost kind of a depressing thing to watch it, because it's like to hear the things that are still totally like, oh, we got to get these assault rifles, oh, we got to reduce fossil fuels, we got to get crime under control. It's like,
To be fair, they did solve like automatic weapons. Like you can't just like have an Uzi.
Yeah. I mean, so there has been progress. Yeah-ish. But it's just like, but then you see like how ugly politics is.
They
now.
fixed the hole in the ozone layer. That's fixed.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
a fix.
Yeah.
Kevin Kline got like the budget under control and got helped, got $650 million for homeless children.
And he found love.
Yeah.
There you go. So
Posters.
it was hard for me not to get that cynical mind frame out of my watching the movie. It's like it kind of, I don't know, maybe it was the mood I was in. It's like it just felt more. The movie felt very dated, and I know it's inevitable. It's going to be dated, and it's even then it's supposed to be kind of like out of its own time. They reference Frank Capra. It's a Wonderful Life. Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's supposed to be kind of like this idealized fantasy world where it's like you have this fantasy president who, finds love, and like you say, it's a Hallmark Lifetime movie. It's an idealized situation where it's like, of course he's a widow, of course his kid is like perfectly understanding.
Oh, yeah.
And sweet and innocent and yada yada yada. It's like
A good-hearted lobbyist has to teach him the meaning of love.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the actress in Little Giant, Icebox.
I think so.
I was wondering who it was, and I'm like, I don't know. I think that was her last gig. But yeah, that was Icebox from Little Giants. Yeah.
so. Yeah. Anyway,
Sean, you need culture.
right.
We'll watch it after this.
so yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it, but I would give it a 7. The 1996 version of me probably said this is like a 9. I love this movie. Love the dialogue. I do enjoy how everybody got like their big speeches, their big dramatic moments.
Yeah.
That's a very much like Sorkin thing. Let's give everybody their big dramatic button,
Written by Aaron Sorkin.
Let's make sure Michael J. Fox gets his big speech.
Who wrote this? Was it Sorkin?
Believe it or not. But everybody
Get sorked.
everybody gets their big moment. And so in that sense, you kind of go through like the West Wing and stuff for the big speeches. I'm sure Newsroom's probably the same way. Everybody gets their big monologue.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't watched Newsroom?
I've never seen Newsroom.
The first season, the second season was,
Yeah, he gets yada yada.
Yeah.
A little bit. First season, great.
Who wrote it?
Get sorked.
Go sork yourself.
That sounds kind of gross.
Well,
Little Giants is like Mighty Ducks, but with football.
no, I know
players.
what Little Giants is. I was asking who the character was you were referring to
Icebox?
in this that played Icebox.
Oh, the president's daughter.
yeah.
Trombone Girl.
What's that called?
She has
Scales.
She has a name. It's President's
Yeah,
daughter.
I mean, I don't think you can say trombone girl now in 2024.
Don't
White
Google,
House?
Don't Google that.
Yeah.
Don't Google Trombone Girl. That's called Scales.
Oh, Trombone Girl plus Rusty.
It's called Scales, Dad.
ND.
Just watch your Boolean operators.
This has been another episode of Cinemavino.
Yeah.
And we thank you guys so much. So, Flaviar.com. Check them out while they still like us.
Spell Flaviar.
FLAVIAR.com.
.com.
Flaviar.com/Cinemavino. And yeah, Cinemavino 10. That's your promo code. So get you some good whiskey. If you're trying to buy a gift for somebody for the holidays who likes whiskey, this would be
Cinemavino 10 like 10 or spelled out TEN.
10.
All right.
So,
Are we going to put that up on the screen?
It'll be on the screen. Exactly.
Magic.
Yeah. So we've got Taylor Holmes.
Yo.
Sean Jordan.
Hi.
Trash Bud.
Fuck yourself.
My name's Todd Wofford. Great Movies Only Drunker. We will see you guys next time. We'll kick off our Halloween series.